So it's Tuesday wherever you are around the world, and you're probably thinking, I'm halfway or almost halfway through the week. I want to go on a cruise. Or maybe you're thinking about vacations. Well, here at Travelocity, we're here to talk about cruises and help you in dreaming about cruises, and at the end of this, give away a free cruise. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron Baker with Travelocity. It's Cruise Week here at Travelocity, and we're fortunate enough to be joined by a couple of different great representatives from various cruise lines. Joining me today, Andy Stewart, President and COO of Norwegian Cruise Lines, and Ken Muscat, EVP of Msc Cruises. We're going to talk all things cruise, fun things to do, tips and tricks, and some of the cool things that are going on at their respective cruise lines. And at the very end, we're giving away a free cruise sponsored by Norwegian. So thanks so much, guys, for joining us. We're happy, very, very happy to have you here to talk about cruises on a Tuesday morning, or I guess Tuesday afternoon, depending on where you are.
Pleasure. Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So we'll jump off and start with Andy. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with Norwegian. I know there's a ton of great things going on, new ships, new destinations. Tell us a little bit about what's happening.
Yeah, well, we just delivered our newest ship, Norwegian Escape, and we had a fantastic christening ceremony here in Miami in November. Star-studded event, Aaron. I don't know if you were there or not, but it was quite the event. And Norwegian Escape, pretty exciting. She's a ship that has more dining choices than we've ever offered before. Options for families that are new and different, including the opportunity to walk out over the edge of the ship on a plank and hit some pretty cool water slides, a range of entertainment that is quite something, and our biggest ever luxury complex, the Haven, up at the top of the ship. So we really have something for everyone on Norwegian Escape, which we're pretty excited about. New destinations, we announced today some exciting new itineraries in Europe. We're taking one of our biggest, newest ships to Northern Europe, to the Baltic. She'll visit Russia and Scandinavia and some wonderful destinations in Northern Europe. So really a lot happening at Norwegian. With the chilly weather across the U.S., now's the time to book a cruise, I would say.
I know we were joking right before that I am repping Fort Worth here, so I'm repping an amazing city, but a landlocked city. We probably should have done it behind some nice, beautiful seas. So while we're talking about cruises, but
I was wondering what Fort Worth was doing there, but never mind. Next time.
That's okay. No, we're motivating people to go on an amazing cruise.
I know we needed a snowy Fort Worth, though.
That's true. Well, we didn't have any snow, fortunately, so it's just cold. But Ken, so tell us a little bit about MSC as well. I know you guys are doing some amazing things in 2016, 2017. Tell us all the things.
Sure. Yeah, it's great to be here, both with you, Andy, and Aaron, and addressing everybody here. We've got so many exciting things going on. Msc Cruises, for many of you who may not know, is the largest privately owned cruise line in the world. We have 12 ships that travel all over the world, and one of the most exciting things for us most recently is the Msc Divina is now based in Miami, sailing 7-night Caribbean cruises year-round. So we have a permanent presence now for the North American market. We highly base a lot of North Americans on our ships in the Caribbean and on many of our ships that go over to the Med. What's really exciting about 2016, besides the fact that we've got 12 ships carrying over 1.7 million people around the globe and all the exciting destinations that we go to, is everything that we're preparing for the future years. We actually have a $6 billion investment in 7 new ships coming out between 2017 and 2022. So next year we have 2 new ships coming out, one in May 2017, one in November 2017. 2 different classes of ships that are going to be amongst the largest in the world. One that comes out at the end of 2017 is MSC Seaside, that's coming directly to Miami to join Divina doing 7-night Caribbean cruises, which is great. And we recently announced that we are investing in building a new private island in the Bahamas, which is going to be ready by the end of 2017 as well. So when you think about all of our growth and all the exciting things we're doing for the North American market, we're very much looking forward to MSC being a major player in the market. We've got great experiences on board, a Mediterranean-style cruise experience, so a little bit different than many of the other mass-market North American brands. And again, now's the time to cruise. It's cruise month. It's wave season. Great offers out there. Get out of the cold and come experience the nice, warm Caribbean.
I like it. I like it. In fact, I'm ready to go right now. Sounds like amazing food, amazing chefs, but I don't know which one I'd pick. Maybe I can get 2 weeks off from work and do a cruise, just one cruise after another. I also want to call out Holland America as well. We're fortunate to have them as partners on this cruise week. Unfortunately, they weren't able to join us today, but want to call out a couple of amazing things that they're doing. First and foremost, they've got an awesome new ship, MS Koningsdam, which is coming out in April. But what's really cool about that, they've got some amazing new amenities on that ship, and you can check out the videos on their Google Plus page. But what is very cool, they're bringing some of those amenities to some of their older ships as well. So retrofitting and bringing new experiences between dining, entertainment, and more to their various ships. And another cool partnership is their partnership with Afar magazine to help in the journey planning. So whether you're new to cruising or you're an experienced cruiser, that'll help you plan an amazing vacation to ensure that you're getting the most out of your vacation wherever it is that you're going. So 3 awesome cruise lines. I want to kind of jump right into the Q&A because we've got a lot of people from first-time travelers to experienced travelers that have some really intriguing questions. And what I'll do, I'll just ask the questions, and if you both have feedback, that'd be awesome. The one that popped up just now, would you suggest, first-time cruiser, would you suggest a shorter itinerary, perhaps like 3, 4, 5-day trip to the Caribbean, or a longer itinerary for them to really get the ultimate cruise experience? Andy, I'll kick it off with you.
It's all about time. I think they're both great choices. The destinations you can reach on a 7-day cruise are clearly going to be a little bit richer than the destinations you can reach on a short 3- and 4-day cruise. But as I say, they're both great choices. A 7-day Caribbean, for example, it's a week off, which is typically what people take. It's very low risk. It's a fantastic vacation. I'd recommend going on one of the big ships. They offer so many choices and options for people that it's really very hard to go wrong. People say to me, well, who's the ideal customer for Norwegian Escape, for example? And my answer is, it appeals to a very, very broad audience. We have great choices for value-conscious customers who, the entry level for a cruise is very, very affordable. And for more affluent customers, we have the Haven that really offers this ship-within-a-ship concept that is a very, very upscale experience, private everything, butler, concierge, key card access area, and everything in between. So that's the beauty of a cruise, that it appeals to a very broad audience, and there are different journeys through the ship depending on who you are. So I would recommend a big ship. 7-day Caribbean is a great starting cruise. And it really gives great choices to people, both in the destination that you can reach and all the choices and options on board the ship.
Ken, how about you?
I agree. It's really all about choice and what you're looking for. The nice thing about the cruise industry is we all offer so many different things, from 3-night cruises to 7-night to longer in the Caribbean and all over the world. I would say for a first-timer, many first-timers have some misconceptions about cruising. So they automatically think, well, I'm going to do a 3-night or a 4-night because I'm not sure I'm really going to like it. And it's really interesting because so many of these misconceptions out there still exist. Cruising, many people think, is all about being around thousands of people that you don't know and being told what to do and where to go, and you're going to gain weight and all these things. So that ultimately results in people thinking, I'm going to just try a 3-night. It's not true. You should definitely try to do a longer cruise on one of the bigger ships to get the full experience. Take the time off from work, because there's these misconceptions out there we have challenged in a great way. It's all about today doing what you want when you want, dining when you want, outstanding entertainment when you want. We even are in the process of launching a wellness experience on board our ships for people that think that they're going to go on vacation and gain weight, and we have all these different ways that you can make sure that you are visiting with the ship's trainers in the fitness center and the doctors on board, and going through a dietary regimen and shore excursions and all these things that fit the wellness experience that you're looking for, so you can stay active and you can enjoy vacation while staying healthy. So you can throw those misconceptions out the window. If you're limited to time, a 3- and 4-night is great, and we have those to offer. But to get the real true experience, go on a 7-night. Like Andy said, go on these bigger ships that offer so many different alternatives, and really bring in the full cruise experience. Because we all know once you go for that first time, you're going to be hooked. So take advantage of the vacation, take advantage of the multiple destinations, all the shore excursions you can do in each port of call, and make it a real fulfilling cruise vacation.
The only thing I heard from that was eat, because the restaurants are amazing. And then there's restaurants so you can work it all off. I like both of those things. Kind of a follow-up to that question. So we were talking earlier about wave season, and one of the questions that came in, first-time cruiser, another first-time cruiser, wants to know, when's the best time to book? Is it right now during wave season? Is it more of a last-minute deal? Is there any kind of rhyme or reason to that? Andy, I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, no, we always recommend booking early. Now is a great time to book. This is a period where a lot of people are booking, so all the cruise lines are very active right now. We have a promotion which we call Free at Sea, where we've really made the cruise more inclusive than it's ever been. Anyone who books now gets to pick from a range of choices from an unlimited beverage package, where essentially all drinks are included up to a certain level, obviously. Or so for folks who like to have a glass of wine or a beer, whatever it happens to be, that's the perfect choice. For the diners, we have a dining package that includes elements of the dining, which is super exciting. So it might include the steakhouse or the French restaurant or the teppanyaki restaurant or a range of the alternative restaurants on board the ship. Or we offer Wi-Fi. And at the moment, right now, guests who book get to pick 2 of those choices. So if you're into dining and drinking, which 1 or 2 people are, strangely enough, you can pick 2 choices. So it's huge value at the moment. So it's a great time to book. And I don't think cruising's ever been more inclusive. It really is a fantastic time to take advantage of the cruise line saying, join us now, and we're going to make the experience more inclusive for you.
Absolutely. Ken?
Yeah, I agree. Now is a great time to book. You don't want to wait until the last minute. Many people think waiting to the last minute is a good thing. What you really want to do is you want to book as early as possible, because that's when you're going to ensure that you get the dining of your choice, the stateroom of your choice, the location of your stateroom. You're going to make sure that you get everything that you want. If you wait to the last minute, sometimes there's some last minute discounts, I know, but if you wait to the last minute, you may not get all the amenities and the room location and all the things that you want to do, all the shore excursions and spa appointments, everything that you do, the earlier the better. I would say on the MSC side, given that the first few months of the year is typically the biggest booking period of time, we've got some great promotions out there right now. We actually have a 2-for-1 promotion on balcony staterooms when you sail on MSC Divina in the Caribbean, and that's an ongoing promotion, 2 people for the price of 1. It's a great, great deal. We also have a program in Europe which we call our KISS promotion, which is Keep It Simple. And it's a Keep It Simple sale, not Keep It Simple Stupid, so don't take it the wrong way. But the Keep It Simple sale is virtually 7 different ships and hundreds of different destinations, all for 1 simple price. So if you go onto our website or talk to your travel agent, you'll get all the information on what we have to offer in the Caribbean and in Europe. And then the other thing I will say is I agree with Andy, and cruising is becoming far more inclusive than it ever was before. We at MSC launched a program just over a year ago called Experience Pricing, or Inclusive Experiences. And that gives you the choice to choose from a number of categories which we call the Bella Experience, which is the best rate that we have out there. But then you can build from there, and you could go to the Aria Experience, which includes drink packages and spa packages, to that's the Fantastic Experience, rather, to the Aria Experience, which is virtually all-inclusive because of the drinks. And then we at MSC have the MSC Yacht Club, which is 69 staterooms at the top of the ship on our 4 newest ships, and they are key card access only, 24/7 butler service, private restaurant, private lounge, private pool, and that's the ultimate of all-inclusiveness that you can get on a cruise. So you really have something for everybody, depending on your budget and depending on what is most desirable for you. But definitely, if there's one key takeaway, the earlier the better. That's when you're going to get great deals and the best vacation experience you can get.
Nice. So to pivot a little bit, next question from Andrea, and this question comes up quite a bit. I've heard it all throughout these Hangouts on Twitter and more. Which, in terms of kids, obviously people bring kids on board, varying number of ages, varying number of kids as well. What's the amenities that are on board your respective cruise lines for those kids? Is it just clubs, or is that evolved past from the club point to some different activities and amenities for those kids? Andy?
There's a huge range of activities for kids across the whole industry. It's an area that we've really focused on. Families are a tremendously important part of the folks booking with us. And we have great children's programs for children of all ages, including on the new ship we even take infants. We have an area where we have very concentrated care for the really little ones, and everybody loves to give those ones up for a little bit when they're on vacation. And then we have small, narrow age groups throughout the balance of the ages for kids that would like to participate in a children's program, and we try to make it edutainment. So we're not sitting kids in front of a Wii or an Xbox. We're trying to make it fun and interactive, so that kids do more than get their head down into some screen, which we know a lot of kids are pretty focused on at the moment. And then you get to the top of the ship, and we have ropes courses and really a water park that any land-based resort would be very proud of, along with a lot of other activities at the top of the ship. So there's a tremendous amount for children to do. The teens are always a challenging age group to keep entertained, and we have really fun teen areas where the teens can all get together and have some fun, but in a very safe environment where parents can really relax, let their teens go a little bit, let them have some freedom that, it's more difficult to give teens in today's world. It's hard, I know parents, I'm a parent of teens, and hence the grey hairs. A ship is a place where you do get to, let your kids go a little bit more than you can in most places. So it's a great vacation for families with kids of all ages. I think the industry really pushes the envelope on delivering great experiences for kids of all ages, some organized, some where the kids can go off and do their own thing. So I'm very proud of the industry for what we do, and at Norwegian we put a lot of energy into children's programs. We even have within the ship's network the ability for parents to text their kids. So one of the things I used to complain about, I could never find my kids. They'd go off and I'd lose them. Now I can text them, and in less than a second they know I'm looking for them because they always have a device close to hand. So that's been a great initiative from our side, where we take a little bit of stress off. So you can let them go, but you can always find them, and that makes a parent a little more relaxed.
Makes sense. Ken?
Cruising is an unbelievable experience for families. At MSC Cruises, we pride ourselves on really being this European or Mediterranean-style cruise experience, as I had mentioned before. So one of the things that we really do for the kids is, that's very unique, is you could be in the kids' programs anywhere from 6 months to 17 years old of age, and we've got 5 different group programming facilities on board and counselors on board, all trained properly, etc. And one of the unique things is you can find yourself in the kids program with kids from Spain and from Italy and from France and from Germany, depending on where the ship is and where you're going, which is very exciting. And one of the things that we do is we do things like language classes and cooking classes, and we really bring the kids program to be an immersive experience with the destination and the other families that are on board. We also do things like we've announced a partnership with Lego. So across all of our ships, we have the Lego mascot. We have Lego days dedicated to the kids and families. We have complete facilities now dedicated to Lego, designed by Lego, with all different kinds of contests and toys and games in there. So, and then for the little kids, as I agree with Andy, sometimes it's nice to drop off the real little ones. We have a partnership with Kiko, and we provide a lot of the tools and a lot of the amenities necessary so the parents don't have to travel with them. And we have rooms dedicated to the kids that are aged 6 months to 3 years as part of the Kiko experience, and then it goes up from there up to the Lego experience and team clubs that we have on board. But what's really interesting is I think with MSC that differentiates us a lot is the focus around the immersive experience, the destination, and the fellow people that you're on board with from so many different cultures. And what I hear from parents all the time is how much they love that edutainment aspect of it. Partnering with these kids from all over the world, which is a very unique experience. And you could do that right in the Caribbean in your backyard instead of having to fly overseas, or you can choose to go overseas and have that kind of experience. So it's a great way to travel with families.
Very cool. The only thing I think that you guys need to do next is have driver's education programs, and where you get off on the islands, they drive cars and get their driver's licenses. That's the next natural thing for a teenager, right?
Yeah, that scares us to death. Please. I've got driving teenagers, and it's very scary.
The next question from Elizabeth, and this is actually one we hear a lot as well. So obviously it's pretty self-explanatory when you're in Miami or when you're in a U.S. port of call, but let's say you're going somewhere like Barcelona and it's perhaps your first time traveling internationally or traveling to that respective country. What are some of the options, you land at the airport, in terms of getting to the cruise ship? What is kind of some of the easy ways that you can do that through the cruise line, or just to make sure that it kind of appease that nervousness of being in a new country? Andy?
We'll absolutely make it turnkey. We'll arrange the air. If our guest would like us to arrange the air, we'll arrange the air. If they want to buy the air from you guys, you'll probably do it better than we do. So they can buy it from you, and we'll always arrange the transfers from the airport to the port, or if they're staying pre, we can arrange transfers from the airport to a hotel, and from the hotel to the pier. So we will really make sure that as soon as a guest lands in a foreign country, which can be a little daunting, it can be a little intimidating, that we'll have someone there to sort of hold the hand all the way till guests are on board the ship, and feel that they've kind of arrived at their moving hotel. So it's very important. I describe cruising to foreign land sometimes as this magic bubble, where people feel very safe and secure going to places that may be more exotic than they're used to or have traveled to in the past, and it's a very comfortable way to do that while being able to immerse yourself in the destination at the same time. So it's a tremendous balance between having people feel very safe and secure and comfortable. Everything is on the ship is conducted in English, so people can feel very comfortable with the language, and from there go explore Barcelona, or even now we're taking ships out to Asia, to Australia, to Northern Europe, to destinations all over the world. But there's always this magic bubble to come back to, which I think is a tremendous benefit of cruising.
I agree. Ken?
Yeah, same thing, and I think the industry does this very, very well. We offer the transfers, we offer the air, we offer the cruise, so we really can handhold you through the whole process. And if you want to do it on your own, that's great. I highly recommend doing stuff through the cruise line or through Travelocity, for example, because everything's really taken care of for you. And we make sure that from the moment you land and the moment you get your luggage, everything is transferred to the ship. And like Andy said, you go sort of to this incredible bubble that you feel very safe and comfortable in, but ends up going to a different destination every single day. So when you're going to Europe, cruising is the way to do it, because you're virtually waking up every single day of the cruise in a different country. And you've got some experiences that you're just not going to be able to get if you were to do it on your own, trying to fly to all these different places. The cruise takes care of it for you. The other thing I would recommend is make sure that you always speak to your travel professional, or go onto the U.S. websites, passports, find out what is necessary as it relates to passports and visas and all those kinds of things, because you want to make sure that you've got all your documents arranged so you don't run into any problems when you go over there. It's not to scare anybody, but depending on where you're going, you need to make sure that all of that is arranged so you don't have any kind of hiccup in your vacation. But the best part about it is, again, everything's taken care of for you, taking you right from the airport to the ship. You begin your vacation, and no better way to wake up in a different country every single day. It's the best way to tour Europe in the world.
That's very, very cool. Skipping back to a question about gyms again. So obviously the various ships have gyms. What are some other activities that people can do on the ship, whether it's yoga, whether it's doing something like that, perhaps group training, group classes? Andy, I'll start with you.
So we have great spas and gyms on board the ships. It's another area that we've invested a lot of energy into. So we have a big gym on every ship, so people like to work out on their own, they can certainly do that. We have various kinds of spinning. So we have flywheel on some of our ships, which is a very competitive version of spinning, where you're competing against everyone else in the room, which is a lot of fun. We do yoga, of course, and one of the most beautiful things is to go up on the deck and do sunset yoga. That's a very zen experience. So we do that every day. We do butts and guts. I mean, who doesn't need a butts and guts class? And all sorts of other classes, so that people can work off some of the dining that may have had a little impact during the cruise. So there's really a range of choices for everyone, from an exercise standpoint, from some really beginning classes for people who maybe aren't exercising as much as they would like when they're at home, and to the fitness fanatic, there's choices for those folks too. We also have people on board who'll sit and spend an hour with our guests to talk about health and wellness and nutrition. To really, maybe a cruise is a great place to kick off a new program where health and wellness might be something that it's been on your mind, and we're all busy, we're all running around like crazy people in our everyday lives. Here's a chance to sit down and maybe start a new program of health and wellness that maybe kicks off a new phase of life, where it starts to, you can start some new habits.
Very cool. Ken?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to this a little bit earlier. There's great ways to stay in shape and practice wellness while you go on a cruise vacation. We offer everything from state-of-the-art gyms to training classes to personal trainers. We also have something very unique when it comes to spinning. We have Aqua Cycling on board. So we actually take a bunch of Aqua Cycle bikes that you would find at a flywheel or in a normal spinning class, and we put them in the infinity pool at the back of the ship. So imagine the sun is setting, the DJ is out there playing music, and you're aqua cycling in the pool. Now, I will confess, most times when I do it with my friends, we end up splashing each other and having more fun than exercising. But it is really a very unique way to exercise. We also have yoga. We also have education classes. So, like Andy said, you know, butts and guts and all these kinds of things to work off the great food that you've had. And then the other thing that I would recommend is walk as much as you can. You know, cruise lines have great elevators and great quick ways to get all over the place, but these are giant ships that the more you walk, the better you're going to feel, and you're going to burn an unbelievable amount of calories by doing that. So whether you're going into a formal gym or a formal kind of training, or just practicing some of the dietary options that we have on board, we've got gluten-free, we've got all kinds of different things depending on, you know, what your dietary habits are, to just walking as much as you can around the ship. You're going to definitely stay in shape and have a great time at the same time.
You are making me feel like my elliptical routine that I do 6 days a week is far inferior to this. I got to try some of these new things. It sounds like fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Google Hangout, answering some questions. We are going to give away not a Hangout. We're going to do a Hangout for free, but we're going to give away a cruise after this, and it's courtesy of Norwegian. So be sure to stay tuned. We'll post the winner on the Travelocity Google Plus page. In the meantime, be sure to check us out on Twitter as well, at Travelocity. Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you learned a lot. Again, thank you to Norwegian, to MSC, and to Holland as well for sponsoring our cruise week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next Hangout.